100% of the proceeds from this channel is going to the struggling families in the Philippines. Welcome to the Hard Life in Paradise. This video channel is made in collaboration with my friends and family in the Philippines. We wish to demonstrate the day-to-day life of Filipinos living in the province. This is how they cook rice. Rice is very important in the Philippines and most of the land is dedicated to raising rice. It's important to mention that not all Filipinos live this way. Most are very poor, but there is every socioeconomic class in the Philippines from very poor to super wealthy. Okay, full disclaimer, I don't eat chicken feet. My parents eat chicken feet, my grandparents eat chicken feet, a lot of friends and family in Hawaii eats chicken feet, but I can't eat chicken feet. If my dad brings home a jar of pickled pig feet, I don't even open the refrigerator. But in the Philippines, it's a very cheap piece of meat that even the very poor can afford. When I first started visiting the Philippines in 2010, I was really worried about what types of foods they had over there. The Philippines has all types of foods, so if you know how to cook, you'll be fine. And even if you don't know how to cook, most of Western foods or Western brands are available in the supermarkets. I was annoyed to find out that the food that they sold in the supermarket, even though it's cheaper than the food that they sell in Hawaii, is still much more expensive than the food they sell in the public markets. I will continue to buy as much as I can from the public markets because by looking at how the poor suffers, money is important. Watch this little boy in the gray shirt in the lower left-hand corner. He's so happy to have meat, he's piling meat in front of him, but Big Brother sees this and puts it back in the middle so they can share. So instead of arguing, he waits till nobody's looking, he grabs his meat and he covers it with rice. He's so happy to have meat. A lot of times they don't have meat because sometimes they can't even afford the cheapest cuts of meat. These children melted my heart that I paused in editing this video and I contacted the parents and sent them more money so they could buy the whole chicken for the kids to eat. When I first visited the Philippines, I was kind of shocked that they were eating with their fingers. So naively, I bought most of these families forks, spoons, plates, and cups. Before anybody criticizes anything, this is actually a pretty efficient way to feed kids, and this manner of eating would probably work if people abided by a strict etiquette. But anybody who knows children, I don't think they even can conceive the concept of etiquette. These children aren't misbehaving, these children are just eating lunch. But and I am no one to criticize. After all, I'm part Hawaiian. I grew up in Hawaii, and I used to hate when people from the mainland would come over and tell me how Hawaiians are supposed to behave. I am Hawaiian. I grew up in the Hawaiian culture. I know my culture. I don't like it when other people from outside tell me how I'm supposed to behave. But at the risk of sounding hypocritical, I think I might mention something. It's not going to be a criticism. I'm going to suggest that maybe instead of just everybody grabbing from the food in the center of the leaf, that everybody will put a portion of their food that they're going to eat and that only they are going to touch in front of them, just like the little boy in the gray shirt did earlier. That way it will be more hygienic. And I will buy them cups and forks, so each of them will have their own utensils. But eating on a banana leaf is ingenious because there's no dishes and there's less trash, or if there is trash, it's biodegradable. You can just throw it into the compost heap. The leftover rice will be picked off by the chickens and the cats will retrieve the bones. The problem is that common sense tells us that it's best not to criticize the culture of a different country that you move to, that you're new to. But as someone who has over 25 years in the medical field, I see a lot of potential problems. And I know that these children lived in cramped quarters. I know that a lot of their houses would be able to fit in my master bedroom. And most of these kids sleep in the same bed. So, one kid gets sick, they'll all get sick just because of the way they're forced to live. But then maybe we shouldn't throw caution to the wind. I have only good intentions, but how does that saying goes? The road to hell is paved by good intentions. Probably the last things I want is for them to resent me. I am sending them money for food, so they may be hesitant to tell me that, that they are offended by my suggestions. And I hated it, like I mentioned earlier, I hated it when people from the mainland used to come to Hawaii to tell me how Hawaiians should behave when I grew up in the Hawaiian culture and they got all their knowledge of our culture through books. Anyways, enough of that. I am going to think long and hard before I suggest any changes to anybody's day-to-day life or culture or habits. Well, you know what? I'm probably going to say something. I'm going to be as tactful as possible. I'm going to suggest that as passively as I possibly could, because when these kids do get sick, I'm the first person that they contact for help. And I do have a medical background, so I have some degree of influence or a different perspective from a medical standpoint and not from a cultural standpoint. As usual, I'm thinking too much about everything. I just have to learn to just be happy that the children are happy, be happy that the children are being fed and they're eating meat and they're sharing the same meat. Yeah, I'm probably gonna say something. If you made it this far in the video, thank you very much for your patience. Thank you for watching this video. This video is made in collaboration with my friends and family in the Philippines. It's been a very difficult year for them. It's usually hard for them finding work. They want to work, except that they can't find work. And what little work that they can find pays very little. So it's very hard for them to pull themselves out of poverty. So this channel has been made for them, and hopefully it'll be a source of income to supplement their income over there. Thank you very much. Aloha.
Why na?
%100% of the proceeds from this channel is going to the struggling families in the Philippines.